We're so used to hearing about construction and the new lands being built in the Disney parks. We're constantly seeing construction pictures as progress is and isn't being made. Different news outlets, posts, and blogs report about permit filings and construction updates. But I always think back to when those sources were not around and you just had to use your imagination whenever you saw construction walls. There was one expansion in 1962 that led to the creation of some of the most beloved classic attractions: Enchanted Tiki Room, the Swiss Family Treehouse, Pirates of the Caribbean, the Haunted Mansion, and the Elephant Bathing Pool and the Jungle Cruise. After a 1959 expansion in Tomorrowland that had attendance soaring, Walt wanted to pump $7 million into improvements in Frontierland and Adventureland in hopes of the same result. The Jungle Cruise was a top priority for some updates, with the additions like the Elephant Bathing Pool. That required that the rivers of America would be drained from January through June of 1962. While they were at it, there were a few other projects that they could tackle. First was reconfiguring the waterway to go around the structure for Walt's Treehouse and move the water's path underground. This was also the perfect time to reconfigure the once proposed Main Street Chinese restaurant and turn it towards Adventureland and carve out space for the Tahitian Terrace and the Enchanted Tiki Room. At this time, they also tackled digging below the waterline for basements for the then walk-through Pirates attraction and Haunted Mansion elevators so that both attractions' main show buildings would be past the berm and go under the railroad. The Elephant Bathing Pool opened on the Jungle Cruise following that 1962 construction. The Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse started welcoming adventurers later that year on November 18, 1962. The next year, Walt's Enchanted Tiki Room started serenading us on June 23, 1963. It was a few years and many different developments later before we finally saw the opening of the Pirates of the Caribbean on March 18, 1967. It took even longer for development of the Haunted Mansion, but the ghosts finally opened the gates on August 9, 1969. I bet anything the park looked a complete mess with all of these things going on one side of the park, but I cannot imagine the park without any of those attractions.